Hey guys, so the problem with landing at night is that you can't see the runway. Now luckily we have something that can help us, which is the ILS, or the Instrument Landing System. Now, the way that you can know if an airport has ILS is by clicking on the airport, and you can see ILS here, and you can see which runways have it. Now here at Nellis, only runway 21 has ILS, and you can see the ILS frequency. Luckily, we are inbound here for runway 21. So what we need to do is type this frequency into our ILS panel and set everything up. So the frequency is 109.1. So we're going to come over here, and here's the ILS panel, and we're going to use the scroll wheel to dial in 109.1. Now what we need to do is turn the power on by right-clicking here, and then you can right-click here to make sure the volume is all the way up. And by the way, if you are landing at an airport that has two ILS frequencies, for example, Tonopah Test Range, you can see it has two ILSs for each runway. In DCS, only one ILS will be activated at a time, and the way that you can know which one is activated is by looking at the wind direction. So if we go to the briefing here, you can see that the wind is going at 31 degrees. So if I get out my compass, 31 degrees is up that way. And you always want to be landing into the wind. So since the wind is kind of going more this way, that means you would want to land on this side into the wind. So that means that runway 14 will have the ILS activated. Okay, now back to what I was doing. And by the way, I'm on active pause. So make sure you turn on the ILS and dial it in. And then by default, you will not be able to hear the volume. What you need to do is come over to this panel here and right-click on this switch to pull it up. And now we can hear the ILS frequency. So the next thing we need to do is we need to set our course knob. Now I'm pretty sure we were landing on runway 21, right? Yeah, 21. So set your course knob to 21 or 210 degrees. And then come over here and unselect whatever it has and select ILS. And then also there's going to be this switch here. It might be on stow. If it is, make sure you click it so it's pointing to the left. That will uncage these yellow bars here on the artificial horizon. So how this is going to work is there's going to be this bar here, and when we get closer there will be a horizontal bar that will come up, and we're going to want to fly to keep our wing bars lined up with the yellow bars that come up. And right now this bar doesn't look yellow because I have all these green lights on, but it is yellow. The other thing you're going to want to make sure is you watch this arrow. This arrow tells you the altitude you need to be at. So right now it's pointing down, so that means we need to be at a lower altitude. So let me unpause and show you how all this works. And by the way, make sure your landing light is on. So I'm going to get out of active pause. And right now I'm going to fly. I'm going to turn to the right so I get the bar lined up. Now I need to go down a lot to get this arrow on the left evened out. So I'm going to push the plane down. And you can see that arrow on the left is coming up now. And there's my other bar. And now I'm going to pull up to even it out. And when you're landing, basically all you need to do is keep all these bars aligned. Now I'm going to go ahead and lower my landing gear and my flaps now. Okay, I got my gear and my flaps down, and I'm going to go ahead and keep following these bars, and just basically what you have to do is just constantly make sure everything is all lined up right. Now, right now I'm kind of cheating because the runway lights are on, so I can see the runway. But if the runway lights weren't on for some reason, you would just follow what this says and it would take you all the way down. So once you get close enough that you can see the runway pretty well, you can just switch to a visual landing. I'm going to watch this gauge on the left to make sure I get the ball. Okay, so I have the ball now, which means that my landing angle is good, and from now I'm just going to land with my eyes. And that was how you do an ILS landing. Thanks for checking out this video, guys, and I'll see you later.